Aries, I'm here to give you a wild card read straight from the hip with lots of lip. I just saw the Ace of Swords there, so it looks like there's some truth. Ooh, Ace of Wands, some truth and some action that you're going to be taking very soon here. Something right around the bend, okay? It might have been something that first had its inception for you back in the fall, and it's been building. You're about to really stake your claim on this thing I got. Okay, interesting. This is coming in. It's imminent. It'll happen in Aquarius season. So that's just around the corner here. All right, there's something you are finally ready to take action on, and you know that it's totally aligned with your truth. All the elements are coming together. This is big, this is bold, and it's decisive. All right. Shuffling for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, or if you have a prominent first house placement, as well as if you are Libra rising, this is for you. You're moving away from something. You're moving away from a lot of BS. You're moving away from a lot that's weighed you down for a while, a lot that's blocked your passageway forward. I got a lot coming in with you, okay? I feel like there's a lot coming in for you. If you felt like things were kind of lean or stagnant or nothing was happening, it's all just been brewing beneath the surface. Something big is about to come in. All right, we're doing just a general drop-in on your energy. I feel like this is your energy, Aries. It's been pent up for a long time. It's now ready to charge forward. All right, let's have a look here. Ooh, you know, we do have Temperance in reverse here. So this can be kind of like putting the cart before the wagon, or the horse before, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Does this even make sense? Put the cart before the horse. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. Are you dealing with a Sagittarius? Are you putting the cart before the horse? Maybe the horse isn't on the scene yet. You know? Maybe, and you know, that using that Sagittarius archetype as a reference point, you know, we can see the horse also as kind of a chariot energy that moves one into expansion. So there might be a little hold your horses here, I have to say. With the Temperance in reverse, you could have a strong fire sign placement in your chart. Aside from Aries, you could have Sagittarius in your chart as well. I think you are being called to move into expansion, but this might be like just such a frustration with feeling held back that you might, you know, sort of like take an action that could throw things out of balance for you. There's a need to hold your horses. I don't know what this is, but I do feel like something's aligning in perfect timing. So let's have a look. Let's drop into your energy. This is just going to be like a little dip to see what the message is of the moment. These are timeless messages, so anytime you receive it is the right moment for you. Maybe that's what you're having a problem with. The time to receive it needs to be the right moment for you. Well, it doesn't always work like that, you know. It can be frustrating when we're being called to be patient. I mean, Temperance is another way of having patience, you know? It's like waiting on that divine timing to come through. You're like, no way, man. No way. I'm tired of waiting for divine timing to come through. Like, I'm exhausted from having to fend off all of these challenges, man. It's been one thing coming at me after another, one person's opinion after another. I'm sick of it, man. I don't even want to fight to stake this claim anymore. Okay, something's been really bothering you. It's been throwing you out of balance, may have even caused some financial imbalance. You may have been juggling things a little bit. Some of this could be a little bit of emotional juggling, I have to say. Trying to make up your mind. You know, there's somebody you can't seem to get coming into the harbor, man. I mean, these are like two ships lost at sea, always star-crossed, passing in the night, but never really coming into balance, you know. It could be because somebody here doesn't know about balance. I mean, we did have Temperance in reverse. Somebody may be doing something in excess. They could have some kind of habit, you know. It could even be something addictive, you know, that needs to be transformed. They may have even had some people talking to them about this a little bit. They don't want to do it. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to give this up. You know, you may have been realizing, you know, that this is starting to really throw you out of balance, you know, to to try to, you know, help somebody find their balance, okay? This piece coming in. I think you're in a place where you just need some rest. Also kind of need to let go of things, get some space, get some clarity with the Four of Swords here. There's this feeling of like really juggling things for a while, fending off a lot of stuff, having a lot of kind of mixed up emotions behind it, and just needing a break. That's what it looks like. I need a break. I would view this as like needing a time out, needing a vacation, needing some time to rest. It's like been trying to take care of too many things at once, feeling overwhelmed by it. It also looks like there's been a lot of people kind of like coming at you with their opinions, and one problem after another. You know, you're tired of it. You're sick of it. You don't want to deal with it. You just want to like take a totally, a total timeout. A total timeout. You're like, totally, I'm totally sick of it. You're like, totally right about that. Yeah, that's what I feel like. It's like, I just need to give this a rest because I'm burnt out, you know? You may be needing more rest. It may be because of this. You've just been like, you're at a place of emotional burnout. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, this is like just feeling depleted. I feel like that. I feel like you're really depleted, you know? I have to say, you know, you might be, you know, if you've been drinking a bit or something, you might want to back off on that a little bit here, all right? There's something here about being really dehydrated. I don't know why I'm picking up alcohol in connection to that, though. Like, just drinking a little too much as a way to avoid, you know, something that you're feeling, something that you're experiencing. It's something painful. It's something that's been a loss. You know, there's a need to kind of like move beyond regret or disappointment. This might be around something that you've been trying to figure out. How can I heal this? You know, how can I heal this? You don't know how to heal it. In some cases, you may be, you know, dealing with an addiction, or you may know somebody who is, and it's weighing heavily on your heart, or there's something that just ended up being a real sense of disappointment that you're having a hard time like looking away from this thing, and you're trying to figure out how can you kind of like make it better. It might be a case of sort of like being too close to the problem, like grappling with it too much, wrestling with it too much, sort of talking about it too much. I feel like, you know, what is being spilled out here is the feelings, the emotions, and maybe there's more of a need to stop kind of like bisecting that part. You know, there's more a need to drop in and really feel what you're feeling here, so you can get in touch with it and actually turn away from what happened, you know, because it's one of those things. It's like, there's no use crying over spilt milk. What's done is done. It's like, but what are you going to do with that? You know? And there's a need to kind of like sink into that and really feel like the sense of disappointment, the loss, you know. There's also this wish for some kind of healing here. And before you can really even see that, though, there has to be an acknowledgement, like a full emotional acknowledgement of the loss. And then only then can you really kind of like find the remedy for the situation. You know what I mean? So if you do this and you stop running from it, that's what I feel. This feels more like kind of like somebody ran from their pain or their feelings for too long, and they kind of need to like stop. They need to stop, you know? And instead of trying to fend off these feelings of imbalance, you know, instead of trying to fend off these feelings of, you know, the emotions being lost at sea and trying to cover it up or disconnect from it, there's a need to actually turn around and face it. Maybe you're wondering, why won't like a love relationship move forward? Why can't I seem to come into alignment with that person? Why can't I get on the same page with that person? Or if you've been single for a while, like, why isn't, you know, love coming into my life? Maybe that's something that's important to you. And there's this piece here about because you're missing the alignment because you're not stopping long enough to really look at what is creating this feeling of disappointment. And even disappointment before the effort is made. You know? It's like a jaded quality here. but it's because there's something emotional that's not being acknowledged. It's not being looked at. It's not being faced squarely. It's an emotional truth. It's an emotional truth that if you arrive at it, it spurs you to take action very quickly and get very much in alignment with this, you know, with that other cup that wants to toast with you. You know what I'm saying? But there's something emotional here that's not being looked at, that needs to be acknowledged. You got to turn around long enough to look at something, but you got to look at it clearly, you know? Not through like avoiding, numbing out, and just sort of staying stuck in a holding pattern that's bogged down by all this unprocessed crap from the past, you know? Let's see about this. Show me more about, you know, what is this strong action that's going to be taken for Aries? Looks like some truth emerging, perhaps from finally being willing to look at what you're feeling, like really look at what you're feeling, maybe even really communicate it. Maybe you communicated from a place of fire too much in the past. Maybe you felt defensive. Maybe you felt like, you know, it got you too close to an emotional place that you didn't want to be bumping up against. And so now you're kind of getting more to the heart of the matter. You might be ready to come forward and communicate in a new way. Or there might be some truth that you've arrived at. You didn't see it before and you want to express it now. Whoa. Yep. Oh, wow. Ooh. Oh, yes. Yep. I just heard like coming out of the dark. You know, we got the Hermit here in reverse. So I think you haven't been able to access this light. You know, you've kind of felt, in a way, you've sort of felt very alone. Maybe even, it's interesting because, you know, I'm seeing this 10 of Wands here, and there's all these other people here, you know, all these other people taking actions and all this stuff swirling about you. And there's almost this feeling of just feeling totally like disconnected from it all, like alone. There might have even been some depression here, okay? Something's been a burden though. You haven't felt like you could let go of the burden, release the burden. And I feel like you're just about there. You're just about ready to release the burden and actually, you know, bring the light forward. You're ready to like maybe share something. It's something you've really been struggling with, or something that, you know, has been hard for you maybe to express, something to talk about, you know, but you really do need to talk about it. And it's like once you talk about it, you move out of the sense of like being on your own in isolation. And it starts to bring the light forward on your path, okay? It presents a way forward. We do see new beginnings here. The new beginnings start with some kind of communication, just being willing to open up about something. I feel like it's something that maybe you weren't even aware of before, but you're starting to like have this thing come to light for you. It's becoming too much of a burden to hold it in. For some of you, it could be confessionary. It could be something that you feel like in order for you to be able to like get beyond it, you got to get your something off of your chest with a particular person. Yeah, there's communication here. There's some kind of communication here. And what's interesting is this communication actually really gets things moving forward very rapidly in a transformational way and in a positive way that encourages new growth, okay? This can indicate travel. It can indicate, you know, messages going back and forth. It can also be the arrows of love. And it does look like there's some kind of love story here. There might have been a lot of confusion about this too, you know. And there could be a home piece involved in this. All right. Wanting that, you know, wanting to have a happy home, wanting to have some kind of like real coming together, wanting to have that place of arrival where you're really in alignment with another, where you appreciate each other. I see this, you know, both are holding flowers. You know, there's some kind of like victory and celebration here for both parties coming into alignment, you know, in a home situation as well. But what is on the other side of this is a lot of confusion and a lot of variables and, well, but what if this and what if that, and, you know, and feeling really just uncertain about what is the best course of action. I can see this as being a clash of energy too, where there can be like one part of you that really craves stability, and then another part of you that's like, life is a smorgasbord, you know, I want to go out and I want to like sample it all, like Templeton at the carnival and, you know, Charlotte's Web. And then maybe you did do that for a while. Maybe you did do that for a while. Very well could have, okay, with the Knight of Wands here. You know, maybe there was a bit of this, but now it's kind of like at this point where, you know, now you feel sick to your stomach. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was too much, you know. It was overindulgence, you know. Now you're trying to seek to find this balance here with justice. All right? With justice, you could be dealing with a Libra, right? With that justice energy coming in here. Hermit energy, that would be Virgo energy that was in the reverse there. Okay, so there could have been a Virgo who maybe, you know, was keeping some to themselves some things, maybe something they've really been struggling with that could be, you know, playing a role in this situation. This person could be like sharing some things with you. Might be sort of like confessionary in nature here, okay? Yeah, there's something that, yeah, you know, it's very interesting. Earth sign energy here, okay? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There's something here, you know. Somebody feels really like, you know, I don't know, should I come forward and open this up? Like, if I open up about this, what's going to come at me as a result? This person might be taking some time to themselves to sort of like clear their head, get clear. I do feel like there's some kind of communication coming forward here. There could also be, you know, a father connected to this, or you could be a father, all right? Or you're dealing with, you know, somebody who could have been the father of your child. I got could have been. Maybe you viewed them that way, all right? But I feel like there's something that has been held back. Somebody may have gotten themselves in like some kind of trouble and they might need some assistance, you know. They might be apprehensive about talking to you about this because they don't know how you're going to react. So I feel like there's like these kind of themes are coming forward in this situation here. I think you're wanting to block off to situations, people, you know, that are kind of always putting you in a position where you have to feel like, you know, you have to protect what's yours and you're on the defense. Maybe you've had a bit of this, you know, and you're tired and you just want some peace. You want some peace, you want some happiness, you know, you're tired of fighting these battles. You're tired of fighting battles for other people too, you know. You want people to stand up for themselves. Oh, you know, I mean, I think this is wise, man, because this is what gets you moving forward. It's sort of like you got to let go of that control, you know. Cancer energy here with the Chariot. But this is about you gotta like trust, you know, where you're being led instead of fighting it so much or fighting others' battles for them. You know, it's when you let go that you actually start to move forward. Cancerian energy, there might be something going on with the mother that's a particular challenge that's making one feel stuck, held back. There might be some conflict, something that needs to be resolved there. This moves things forward. All right. Or again, could be relating to a child, a baby's mother, you know. Could be playing a role in this situation. Maybe you have a mutual child that is dealing with some matter and you're trying to find a balanced way to move forward in this situation. There is something here about a need to kind of like let go, and that's what moves things forward. There's somebody who's trying to control things too much here. This has to do with how do I move things forward with somebody that I feel is a soulmate, you know? And there's a soulmate here. And there's a desire looking out toward the future. I feel like it's reimagining an old situation. How can there be a reimagining of an old situation? This could have something to do with a Queen of Swords. This could have something to do with an ex. This could have something to do with somebody that has a strong air sign placement in their chart as well. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be a Libra rising, or you could have a strong Libra placement. This might be something you're looking at, okay? There may be somebody that wants to come forward and talk to you about a new way forward in an old situation, a revisioning of it, and there's a need to be very truthful and upfront. Because somebody in this situation is really going to want receipts. That's what I got. So everything needs to be very clear. It needs to be very direct, so there's no complication here in this situation. It does seem like somebody trying to exercise too much control has been a big part of the problem in this situation. And there needs to be a more harmonious kind of like willingness to strike more of a balance where it feels like it's mutual. There's like reciprocation coming in here, all right? I mean, it looks like there's an opportunity to come into alignment here with the Two of Cups, remember? But there's something about can't keep stuck in the past. Like you can't keep looking at what the disappointment is for too long or where the sense of loss is. There's something here about an emotional truth acknowledgement that maybe was being bypassed before, not looked at before, maybe even numbed out from, possibly through drinking or some other kind of vice. You know, for some, it could have been just like sort of like playing the field, you know, having kind of superficial connections because not wanting to get too close to the emotions. I see how this could be coming in as well. All right. Let's do a cut of the deck energy here. It looks like there's something that is about to be revisioned, and an important communication is going to set things in motion with this, all right? Finally get things in motion. It involves somebody letting go of a little control here, you know, and being a little bit more open to the flow of things. I mean, we definitely see there's been some kind of loss here. And it looks like there's two people that are injured, right? There's a desire for both to want to figure out how to come out of this place of, you know, come out of the cold, come out of the disappointment, Four of Cups, to this place of fulfillment. Again, there's this message like bringing things together in a way that can be fulfilling and also preserve some togetherness. And it could even be with children in the main frame. You know, there could be family in the main frame. How to get everybody on the same page in this situation. Yeah. After there's been some real fracturing, you know, some loss, some tower had to fall. Could have been related to something a little fishy going on here. Maybe something fishy happened and there was exposure of it, right? It came up and out, caused some disruption. This caused you to have to like move away from a situation. But, you know, this is good. Like you're in this place right now where you've really built yourself up, all right? I feel like you're heading into a time of prosperity, feeling good, looking good, maybe focusing on your health a little bit more. Confidence coming back, you know, finances looking good. You know, what you're building for yourself is in a solid place. And I think you're coming into a very solid place. And so it's maybe this is what you needed to do for yourself. Like first, you really needed to get yourself in a solid place, secure place before you could really be ready to like kind of meet another. It feels like romantically. It feels like relationship wise, okay? Maybe you also wanted there to be space for somebody else to kind of rise up into that personal empowerment too. But I feel like you're in this place where anything that you're going to be partnering with from this point forward, I don't feel like it just applies like romantically. I feel like it also applies to, you know, in your friendships, in your career, just the agreements you make with people, with family, you know, that it needs to be like, you need to be like meeting each other, you know, there needs to be a mutual investment, you know, here. You want to be met. You don't want to be at, you know, this place in your connections where you feel like it's an imbalanced, you know, it's an imbalanced arrangement. You're trying to bring things into arrangement. I do see you want to heal something here, so it does feel good. But it's really important after what you've been learning about yourself and the way you've been growing and the work you've been doing. that it really feels good to you. This is important to you. I do feel like you're getting into a really good place of personal empowerment. The finances are looking really good. Independent energy is looking really good. You may also be recognizing somebody else that you're like, hey, you know, you're looking pretty good. You're looking like you're in a pretty solid place within yourself. There might be a rediscovery. There might be something that is, you know, being acknowledged that wasn't acknowledged before. And this is turning things around. But I would say, you know, something's coming into alignment here. And it looks beautiful. And it's about really acknowledging and communicating an emotional truth that's been arrived at.